Hi students, we are at Margin Biologics and we are trying to do some fun activities based on the NCERT biology syllabus. For today's topic, I have selected the human respiratory system. How do we breathe? And what are the organs that involved in the whole process? And how can we understand that in a simpler manner? So for that, I have tried to make a lungs model with very common items that are found in our houses. So let's get started. And for this model, I have selected some things that are very common in our households. So for example, some balloons, a glue, a scissor, some straws, and some papers. So for my model, I have started drawing the lungs. So I am start drawing the lungs in a simple paper. See, I have drawn the lung, and now we'll cut this according to the shape. This we got our pair of lungs. Now for the nose and mouth, which are integral part of our respiratory system, we will draw accordingly. And like the lungs, we cut these also. These are our nose and mouth. Now we took a white chart paper and paste our lungs on it. Now this straw will act as the bronchioles, that air passes through this straw from nose to our lungs. With some help of sellotape, I will fix this straw in the lungs. And we will fix this with help of some double-deck tapes. And now, for demonstrate how gaseous exchange will take place, I will take some help from these balloons and fix it in the end of our straw. And these are we considered as bronchioles that will pass the gas to the alveoli that will present here somewhere, and gas exchange will happen in these alveoli through these bronchioles. And these bronchioles are being divided from this trachea into two parts. From the right lungs it will be right bronchioles, and to the left lungs it will be left bronchioles. Now our model is almost ready, but we have to test it, and for this I will call my little assistant for the help. So that's how our lungs work. When we inhale air, it will go from this nostril, it will go through this trachea and divide it into two bronchioles, that is left bronchioles and right bronchioles, and then goes into our lungs. These balloons are acting as our lungs when we will inhale like C is doing. our lungs will get expand, and with exhalation of air, our lungs will get flat again. So this is how our respiratory system works in a very simpler manner. So this is a complete human respiratory system model. Wasn't it simple and really handy, because all these items are really available at our households. So that is done with human part. But what about plants? Do they breathe? If they do, how? So for plants, I will go by theory. There is a system called stomatal apparatus that helps in plant in breathing. But what are stomata? How does they look? Does they look like this, human lungs? No, they are not like this, and they are much more simpler than human lungs or the human respiratory system. But how does they look? Actually, nobody can know, because these are the leaves that I have found near my house. But where is the stomata? Nowhere, because stomata can be seen with naked eyes. So how do you know that there is something called stomata present? Through microscope. But these activities are based on household items, and in my house I don't have a microscope. So for how we know that there is a stomata, for that we will do a very simple experiment to know the presence of stomata. And for that we will require very simple items, that is a leaf, any plant leaf you can take, some hot water which you can warm it any apparatus you have. You can use the hot water flask or anything that you have at your home. But in my lab, I have a microwave machine, so I will use this to warm my water. So let's get started. So this is a very normal tap water I have taken in a beaker. You can use anything, a glass, a bowl, everything in that you have at your home. So for this, I will use this beaker and some amount of water, and I will make it warm. So let the water get warm for like 2 minutes. And if you are using very high temperature apparatus, then 1 minute will be sufficient. And for these leaves, these are very common near my house, and you can use any leaves that are present near you. Every leaf has stomata, and it's easy for us to find a leaf. Okay. So as I have told you, in human respiration system there are some organs involved in the whole process. But in plants that's not necessary, because plants are really simpler than human organ system. And for plants, the stomatal apparatus is the only thing that requires for breathing process, and it also helps in transpiration. Now, what is transpiration? Transpiration is the process through which the amount of water that is produced or the gases that is produced in the photosynthesis process, plant will release that to environment, and the process is known as transpiration, which is completely different from breathing. In breathing, we take oxygen and release carbon dioxide, but in case of transpiration, the plant will release some gases, that is mainly oxygen, because they produce a large amount of oxygen during the process of photosynthesis, and they will release some water vapors, because in the process of photosynthesis some amount of water also produced, and what will they take the excess load? They will release it to environment. Well, now there is a confusion in like every kid has this confusion that do they breathe oxygen or carbon dioxide, what with the intake of carbon dioxide. In daytime they will take up carbon dioxide from the environment and releases oxygen, because they produce their own oxygen by the process of photosynthesis, which they require a large number of carbon dioxide, and after the oxygen is produced they will return it back to the environment through the stomatal pores. But during night time they will do the normal respiration like we do. They will take up oxygen and release this carbon dioxide. But there is a difference. They will produce a large amount of carbon dioxide during the daytime, but they will release a very little amount of carbon dioxide to environment during night time. So they are known as carbon sink. And in this present time of large scale of global warming, that's why plants are very important, because they take up most of our carbon dioxide but releases a very little amount to the environment, and it is very helpful for more trees because we need them more than us. And now my water is warm, so let's get started. Be careful with warm water. And now I will take this leaf and simply put it in the warm water. If you can see, there is a lot of water bubbles that are now present in the leaf. These water bubbles are actually the gases that the leaf has released because of the warm water. The gas are mainly carbon. They can be carbon dioxide or they can be oxygen, and these are released through stomata. So stomata is not only they use for respiration, it is used for transpiration also. And both respiration and transpiration of plant are really important for us, for the plant itself, but for human also. Transpiration and respiration both are very important. I will give you a very simple example of transpiration. In morning, very early morning, if you go down a big tree, you will get very small droplets of water in your mouth or in your hand. Where are these water droplets are coming from? Those are coming from the water leaves that they release through transpiration process. In daytime we can see that. In daytime that also happening, but in daytime we can see that because there is sun, and sun evaporates the little amount of water droplets from it. But in night there is no sun, so we can get it in early morning. There is before sunrise, because there are no evaporation going on, and we got the droplets right in our hands or our face. And it will happen more because in big trees, because big trees have more leaves. If you go and stand in a small tree, you will not get much droplets because the leaves are in limited amount. But if you get and sit or stand under a big tree like a banyan tree or anything like that, you will get big droplets of water because their stomatal apparatus is much bigger than the smaller plants. So that's how we now this experience we got to know that there is a stomata thing called that is present in leaves. If we cut these leaves and show it under microscope, we'll get some very beautiful pictures of stomata, but I can show you that because I don't have a microscope right now. And if you want to see this, you can see the pictures of stomata that is present everywhere. So that's it from my experiment. Please try this at home, and these are very easy, and the items are really available at your home. But be careful with warm water and scissors. Thank you.